Chapter 2. Consciousness. It is only by a change of consciousness, by actually changing your concept of yourself, that you can build more stately mansions, the manifestations of higher and higher concepts. By manifesting is meant experiencing the result of these concepts in your world. It is of vital importance to understand clearly just what consciousness is. The reason lies in the fact that consciousness is the one and only reality. It is the first and only cause substance of the phenomena of life. Nothing has existence for man save through the consciousness he has of it. Therefore, it is to consciousness you must turn, for it is the only foundation on which the phenomena of life can be explained. If we accept the idea of first cause, it would follow that the evolution of the cause would never result in anything foreign to itself. That is, if the first cause substance was light, all of its evolutions, fruits, and manifestations would remain light. The first cause substance being consciousness. All its evolutions, fruit, and phenomena must remain consciousness. All that could be observed would be a higher or lower form or variation of the same thing. In other words, if your consciousness is the only reality, it must also be the only substance. Consequently, what appears to you as circumstances, conditions, and even material objects is really one of the product of your own consciousness. Nature, then, as a thing or a complex of things external to your mind, must be rejected. You and your environment cannot be regarded as existing separately. You and your world are one. Therefore, you must turn from the objective appearance of things to the subjective center of things, your consciousness. If you truly desire to know the cause of the phenomena of life and how to use this knowledge to realize your fondest dreams. In the midst of the apparent contradictions, antagonisms, and contrasts of your life, there is only one principle at work, only your consciousness operating. Difference does not exist in variety of substance, but in variety of arrangements of the same cause substance, your consciousness. The world moves with motiveless necessity. By this is meant that it has no motive of its own, but is under the necessity of manifesting your concepts, the arrangement of your mind. And your mind is always arranged in the image of all you believe and consent as to be true. The rich man, poor man, beggar man, or a thief are not different minds, but different arrangements of the same mind, in the same sense that a piece of steel, when magnetized, differs not in the substance from its demagnetized state, but in the arrangement and order of its molecules. A single electron revolving in a specified orbit constitutes the unit of magnetism. When a piece of steel or anything else is demagnetized, the revolving electrons have not stopped. Therefore, the magnetism has not gone out of existence. There is only a rearrangement of the particles so that they produce no outside or perceptible effect. When particles are arranged at random, mixed up in all different directions, the substance is said to be demagnetized. But when particles are marshaled in ranks so that a number of them face in one direction, the substance is a magnet. Magnetism is not generated, it is displayed. Health, wealth, beauty, and genius are not created. They are only manifested by the arrangements of your mind, that is, by your concept of yourself. The importance of this in your daily life should be immediately apparent. The basic nature of the primal cause is consciousness. Therefore, the ultimate substance of all things is consciousness. Now, this was a very powerful chapter. Again, consciousness is the ultimate substance of all things. I would not be me, and you would not be you if it wasn't for consciousness. If it wasn't for that inner voice, the one that you speak to, or in other terms, it's usually the one speaking to you, telling you right from wrong, telling you what's good or bad, making you feel depressed or making you feel happy. That inner voice, that consciousness, is what sets us apart. Therefore, to manifest, we have to be aware of our conscious and our subconscious. Our subconscious is all of our forms, patterns, traits, habits that we've developed our entire life. You know, that thing that's making your heart beat exactly at the rate it is, or pumping the blood. You're not conscious about that, but it is your subconscious. Your subconscious rules almost 98% of all decisions you make in your life. So by being aware of these two things, you can begin to learn how to manifest. Everyone is the same. We all have consciousness. Now we all go through a different experience in life, but that doesn't make us different. We are all the same because we all have consciousness. No matter if we are the rich man, the poor man, the beggar man, a thief, we are not different minds, but different arrangements of the same mind. When you start to be aware of your consciousness, you can begin to notice things about yourself that you may want to change, or you start to notice that your perception really does shape your reality. If you wake up in the morning and your conscious mind is already thinking about the bad things that's going to happen, or that what you might face throughout the day, guess what? Your conscious is now relating to your subconscious. You want to experience a bad day. Therefore, your eyeballs, your perception, what you see in life, will result in how you feel in your consciousness. Whatever your inner being is feeling is exactly what you're going to be displayed in your outer world. Your inner and outer world are not different. They are the same. So once you begin to take responsibility that you are where you are because of your consciousness, because of everything you've experienced in your life has been manifested from your consciousness, from your perception. You are the one having a bad day. It's not the universe giving you a bad day. But the best thing about this is that if you can realize and be aware of your consciousness, that you are sabotaging yourself, you can very easily flip the switch. And instead of sabotaging, now you're setting up yourself for success. When you are seeing yourself, talking to yourself in a very positive, uplifting way, again, your inner will match your outer. And if you feel rich on the inside, and you tell yourself and you talk to yourself with loving, positive words and affirmations, your outer world and your perception will give you what your inner world is feeling. Your consciousness is the key.